Shockwaves are rippling across the globe as not one, not two, but 10 countries have just closed their doors to British immigrants in 2025. From visa freezes to full-on entry bans, these sweeping changes are raising eyebrows and questions worldwide. In today's video, we're diving deep into the top 10 countries that have officially banned or severely restricted British immigration in 2025, and the shocking reasons behind their decisions. But before we jump in, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on global events that affect you. Number 10. UAE. Favoring high-value migrants. The UAE has imposed restrictions on British immigrants, prioritizing high-net-worth individuals and skilled professionals. Visa-free access for GCC nationals and select Latin American countries, effective June 1st, 2025, contrasts with the stringent requirements for British citizens, including high-income thresholds and mandatory employment contracts. The UAE's vision of economic diversification and reduced reliance on expatriate labor underpins these changes. For British citizens, the result is a near-total ban on immigration in 2025, except for those meeting elite criteria. Number 9. Indonesia. Limiting foreign residency. Indonesia has introduced stricter visa policies, particularly for long-term stays, impacting British citizens. The government's focus on tourism and investment over immigration has led to limited pathways for British settlers. Visa-free entry policies for Indians with valid visas from countries like the US or UK highlight a preference for specific nationalities, excluding British citizens. Indonesia's economic nationalism and desire to protect local jobs have resulted in a de facto ban on British immigration for 2025, with only short-term tourist visas readily available. Number 8. Canada. Aligning with economic goals. Canada has tightened its immigration policies, emphasizing economic contributions and domestic labor. British citizens face higher barriers for work and residency visas, with increased scrutiny on applications. The country's immigration system now prioritizes applicants with skills in high-demand sectors, leaving many British applicants ineligible. Canada's move is part of a broader strategy to address housing shortages and public service strains attributed to high immigration levels. For British citizens, the practical effect is a ban on immigration in 2025, except for those with exceptional qualifications or family ties. Number 7. Japan. Strict controls on foreign workers. Japan has maintained its historically strict immigration policies, with new measures in 2025 further limiting British entrants. The country's focus on attracting digital nomads and investors excludes most British citizens, who face rigorous visa requirements and language proficiency tests. Japan's aging population and labor shortages have not translated into relaxed rules for British immigrants. Instead, the government prioritizes regional partners and highly specialized professionals, effectively banning British citizens from settling in 2025 unless they meet narrow criteria. Number 6. Australia. Raising the bar for entry. Australia has introduced tougher immigration rules, prioritizing skilled workers who address critical shortages. British citizens, previously favored under historical ties, now face higher skill and salary thresholds for work visas. The introduction of an ETA requirement for UK nationals, effective January 8, 2025, adds another layer of scrutiny for visitors and potential immigrants. Australia's policy reflects a shift toward economic protectionism, with a focus on domestic training and reducing overseas recruitment. The ban on British immigrants is not absolute but practical, as only those with exceptional qualifications or significant investments can navigate the new system in 2025. Number 5. Thailand. Curbing long-term stays. Thailand has revised its long-term resident, LTR, and SMART visa programs, effective January 13th, 2025, to attract high net worth individuals and specialists while limiting general immigration. British citizens, previously a significant expatriate community, now face stringent criteria, including high income thresholds and employer sponsorship requirements. The Thai government's focus on economic self-sufficiency and reducing reliance on foreign labor has led to these restrictions. British retirees and digital nomads, once drawn to Thailand's relaxed visa policies, now find long-term stays nearly impossible, effectively banning immigration for most in 2025. Number 4, Switzerland, prioritizing EU-EEA nationals. Switzerland has tightened its immigration rules, particularly for non-EU nationals like British citizens. Changes aligned with Statement of Changes, HC 1780, emphasize stricter controls on service providers and workers from outside the EU-EEA. British immigrants face higher salary thresholds and limited access to temporary work permits. Switzerland's policy shift is driven by its commitment to EU-EEA labor mobility and a need to address domestic unemployment. The country has also introduced an electronic travel authorization ETA system, requiring British visitors to apply for entry from April 2, 2025, at a cost of £9. This, combined with residency restrictions, creates a de facto ban on British immigration for 2025. Number 3, Ireland, tightening post-Brexit borders. Ireland, despite its historical ties with the UK, has introduced measures that severely restrict British immigration. As of January 13, 2025, non-EU nationals, including British citizens, must register for immigration permission through the Immigration Service Delivery for stays over 90 days. The process involves in-person appointments and a €300 fee, with no exemptions for UK nationals. Post-Brexit, Ireland has aligned its immigration policies more closely with EU standards, reducing preferential treatment for British citizens. The Common Travel Area still allows visa-free travel, but residency and work permits are now subject to rigorous checks. India, protecting domestic opportunities. India has imposed significant restrictions on British immigrants, particularly targeting work and long-term residency visas. The decision stems from India's focus on protecting its burgeoning job market, especially in tech and services sectors, where British expatriates have historically competed. Recent policies favor Indian nationals with valid visas from countries like the US or Australia for visa-free entry to other nations. But no such provisions exist for British citizens. The Indian government's crackdown on visa fraud, as seen in cases involving staged robberies and marriage scams, has led to a broader skepticism of foreign applicants, including those from the UK. British citizens seeking to work or settle in India now face stringent income thresholds and mandatory local sponsorship, effectively banning most immigration attempts in 2025. Number 1, United States, a hard line on immigration. The United States has introduced stringent immigration measures under the new administration, effective June 9, 2025. While the bans primarily target countries with high visa overstay rates or weak vetting systems, such as Afghanistan and Iran, there are indications that British citizens face increased scrutiny. The U.S. has implemented partial visa restrictions and enhanced border checks, effectively limiting British immigration. This move aligns with President Trump's broader campaign to curb immigration, including the relaunch of the Migrant Protection Protocols and heightened enforcement against visa overstays. The rationale includes national security concerns and a push to prioritize domestic labor. The world is shifting fast, and for British citizens, these new immigration bans are a wake-up call. Whether driven by economic shifts, political retaliation, or rising nationalism, the message is loud and clear. The global welcome mat is being rolled back. If you found this video insightful, smash that like button, subscribe for more eye-opening global updates, and turn on the bell so you never miss what's next.